This is baby Jackie. Don't get fooled by those beautiful brown eyes though. I mean, she was a bit of a brat growing up. A bit materialistic, kind of wanted everything right now, impatient. And she kind of got everything that she wanted, apart from this. Jackie's idea of poverty was not getting a Nokia 3310. I know how you all feel because you all had one. And I didn't. That and a pony and, my life practically destroyed. It's kind of crazy that as humans we have today 3.5 connected devices. That's what the half is, but 3.5 connected devices to the internet. And by 2020, that's going to be 4.7. What are we doing with all these things that are connected to the internet all at once in our lives? I don't know if anyone's ever seen Louis C.K.'s presentation, Everything is Amazing. If you haven't, the quick summary, watch it. If you haven't, but the quick summary is Louis C.K. is a comedian. He basically does a skit about how our society takes everything for granted and how we're quite unnaturally expecting a lot from these crazy pieces of technology. And it kind of got me thinking, because as humans, we can marvel at the most incredible landscapes, amazing snow-covered mountains, beautiful lakes, incredible deserts. And I understand the technology isn't as pretty, it's not as exciting, but I still don't really understand how that can be so important to us and yet so expendable at exactly the same time. And the thing is that 10 years ago, we didn't need 5 things connected to the internet, and yet today cannot live without PC, phone, headphones, Apple Watch, Fitbit, some kind of heart monitoring situation. It's unbelievable all the stuff we need. If I leave my phone at home for the day, implode. I cannot cope with the world because someone can't contact me for 4 hours. And I know you're all the same, right? And the thing about technology when we think about it in part of our lives is it's kind of all the same these days, right? A phone makes a phone call, it kind of does some other stuff, but it kind of does the same thing. And how do we find place for these things that are extensions of ourselves? We've only really got so much room in our bags, on our tables, and in our hearts if we're really realistic about it. And so I want to take you on a journey about how I fell in love with technology again. And it kind of all started when I went to Africa. And I think the thing is that if we're going to be realistic, I've never been to Africa before. And I'm happy to call myself a bit naive. I thought it was like going on safari, frolicking with gazelles in tall grass, people owning zebras, giraffes casually walking past me. And I'm happy to say that that's, not the case. Africa, if you've ever been, if you haven't, go, is a very different kind of place. And it really kind of got me kickstarted on this kind of love of technology journey. And what you'll see in a second after this gorgeous photo of zebras in my safari land is Ghana. So through a couple of work circumstances, I was shipped off to Ghana for about 3 weeks to teach at school. And this is what Ghana looks like, which isn't safari. This is a kind of a wealthy area of Ghana where people have, realistically, houses with roofs, and a couple of people own a car, and there's livestock. And as you can imagine, I think drowning in culture shock was probably the easiest way to wrap up that scenario that happened, because I was completely different. I was, young, Australian, female, walking along the streets, and I had to kind of relearn how to interact appropriately with people and learn their business culture and their language and how to kind of socialise appropriately. And the thing about that is, while that was its own significant learning curve, I also kind of learnt something different that I took away. I'll never forget the first day I sat down in class, threw my Lenovo laptop on the table and was like, let's get to work. And they kind of just looked at me, and then they looked at my laptop. I will never, ever forget the look of absolute awe on their faces. Is this a laptop? Does it have a touchscreen? Oh my God. I pulled out my wireless mouse. Mind blown, not because they weren't aware of the technology, just because they hadn't got a chance to see it, right? This is a thing that I put in my bag and do my emails on, that we kind of throw around every day. And that piece I kind of took away with me, which is kind of what I wanted to share with you. Because the interesting thing is as we rush around in our day-to-day lives and throw one piece of technology away for a bigger, better, more megapixeled camera phone scenario, I brought something back from Ghana. I brought little Jackie. Not the, materialistic Jackie. I brought the child who had that childlike curiosity for the environment and the world around her and, playing in leaves and running across sand, as we all did as kids, right? that idealised childlike logic. And I've taken that to technology. I am truly fascinated by the fact that right now, this second, maybe not while I'm talking, but right now, this second, I can get on the phone or Skype or email or WhatsApp my friends in another country, any place, anytime. And I truly believe technology makes our lives better, health-wise, human-wise. And the thing is that I've lost that hunger and crave for the next big, megapixeled, faster, bigger gaming scenario. And that is far more satisfying. Thank you.